This is 6 Minutes, the seriously international daily newscast. It's Monday, May 19th. I'm Jacob Shropshire. Evening is arriving in Timor-Leste while the sun is rising in Santo Domingo. Here in the Worldcrunch newsroom in Paris, it's just after midday. These are the latest headlines. Trump is set to speak with Putin to discuss the war in Ukraine. The EU and the UK reach a new post-Brexit deal. And our daily quiz question is about a new world record set in France. Our top story today is Israel's decision to resume aid to Gaza after a weeks-long blockade. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu acknowledged in a video posted on social media that the decision came after pressure from allies who had voiced concern about, quote, images of hunger. The announcement comes as Israel pursues its military operation in the enclave on Monday, killing at least 20 Palestinians in overnight strikes. For today's More Than a Minute, we take a step back for a longer view on the turmoil in the Middle East. French political analyst Pierre Haski, who has been visiting Lebanon, looks at the current state of the region a year and a half since October 7th. His piece for French public radio France Inter was translated by Worldcrunch, and the English audio is produced with the help of automated voice technology. Pierre, walk us through the recent and not so recent history of the Middle East.
Beirut, where I am right now, has a talent for rebirth after every crisis, with an appetite for life that overcomes all obstacles. And yet, the scars of war are still everywhere, those of the Civil War, whose 50th anniversary we have just commemorated, or those of the latest Israeli bombardments, even if they didn't make it to the city center. Since the Hamas attack on Israel 19 months ago, the region has been plunged into a war without end, and with no way out. It continues in Gaza, the scene of a merciless conflict in which collective punishment is being inflicted on 2 million Palestinian civilians. And every day brings its own tragedy. An inhabitant of a Jewish settlement just died in a bomb attack, prompting a call from an Israeli minister to raze to the ground what he calls the nests of terror in the West Bank, just as he says Israel is doing in Gaza. October 7th opened the gates of hell in the region with several parallel wars of different intensities. The conflict is giving rise to a new set of dynamics, but at the same time, the underlying problems have remained unchanged since forever.
Tell us what has changed in the past 18 months.
Israel has unquestionably imposed its military might. Here in Lebanon, Hezbollah has experienced this firsthand. Although the Shiite militia boasted of its power, it's a fact that the Israeli war machine prevails everywhere. But as a Lebanese figure with extensive international experience told me, Israel has the capacity to impose itself militarily, but no political project to back up this regional hegemony. A headless hegemon in need of permanent war? That's how part of the Arab world, and not only them, see Israel. This is Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's great weakness since he launched his army into Gaza in what initially appeared to be an operation of self-defense. He has nothing to offer the Palestinians as long as he rejects any Arab or European plans for a post-war political settlement. That's the paradox of the moment. On the one hand, outrageous war as seen in Gaza, and on the other, an area of prosperity and wealth at the other end of the Arab world, in the Gulf. US President Donald Trump's tour has just shown that he has chosen his camp by embracing the Gulf prince's dream of prosperity and is even eagerly pursuing the hope of a deal with Iran.
What's the relationship between Israel and the countries in the Gulf?
There was a time when the Gulf states were looking to Israel as a security and technology hub. The United Arab Emirates have already officially recognized Israel, and Saudi Arabia was about to do so on the eve of October 7th. All this stopped dead in its tracks and seems incompatible with what is being inflicted on the Gazans. But it should be noted that not a single Arab country has broken off relations with Israel. The solution to this permanent crisis may well lie in Israel itself, for it is at the heart of the region's leading military power that a change of course may be decided. Debates within Israeli society are heated, even if, as seen from Beirut, no one is expecting any swift change. But the region has lived with war for so long that it no longer believes in miracles. It lives despite it all.
La région vit avec la guerre depuis si longtemps qu'elle ne croit plus aux miracles,
elle vit malgré tout.
In other news, U.S. President Donald Trump is set to speak to Russian President Vladimir Putin on Monday in a bid to advance ceasefire negotiations to end the war in Ukraine. And nearly a decade after the Brexit vote, the European Union and the UK have reached a tentative 12-year agreement on defense and security, fisheries, and youth mobility. We're closing things out today with our daily quiz question, which comes from Western France. After 2 unsuccessful attempts, the city of Landerneau beat the world record of the largest gathering of people dressed as which fictional characters? Is it A, Minions, B, Tintin and Snowy, C, Smurfs, or D, Pokemon? The correct answer is C. Landerneau beat the world record of the largest gathering of Smurfs over the weekend, with 3,076 participants dressed in white and blue costumes, like the Schtroumpf characters created by Belgian cartoonist Peyo in 1958. That's the latest from around the world. If you like this podcast, we would really appreciate it if you could help us out with a follow, a share, and a 5-star rating on your preferred podcasting platform. For more of the best of the international press, delivered exclusively in English, visit us at worldcrunch.com. We'll see you here tomorrow. À demain.